Hello! Have you seen this? Have you seen it? Yay! We made it to 300 subscribers! Thank you so much for your support! And today, we're reacting to more stories. We're gonna see who's the asshole today, and I'm very excited to do so. Look forward to the series. I don't have a schedule for it yet, but we'll go as we go. You know, I like to live in the moment. Right? No excuses there. Anyways, let's get into it. Am I the asshole for telling my kid's babysitter that it was inappropriate of her to shower in my home? We shall see what the relationship is. I hired a babysitter for my 5 and 3-year-old kids 2 weeks ago. That's way too early for this. My husband works shifts while I work long hours at a marketing company. So far, we've had no issues till yesterday. I came home at 6 p.m. and noticed the babysitter's wet hair and new clothes. She told me she took a shower after one of our kids spilled milk on her. I was confused but visibly upset, but she tried to reassure me the kids were fine, because my husband watched them while she took her shower, which only lasted for a few minutes. I was more confused that my husband was home when he had a shift to cover. I told her I didn't think it was appropriate of her to shower in my home like that. She argued that it was fine and that she had no choice and couldn't leave the milk on her like that. We argued and my husband heard the commotion and got involved. He said it was not as big of a deal as I was making it out to be, but I told the babysitter that I did not appreciate how she basically ignored how I felt about this and dismissed my feelings still. She went home, but we still argued on the phone. She thinks she's done nothing wrong and said I was being unfair when I mentioned potentially cutting from her salary after that. What? Why would you do that? I'm trying to really channel my Zen energy here. Your kid spilled on her. Husband was present for whatever reason. I think I would be talking to my husband first. That would not be my main concern right now. But he was there, taking care of the kids, as she just took a quick shower. How was she supposed to acknowledge your feelings better? I don't know. Let's see. My husband keeps saying that I'm overreacting. The poor girl couldn't handle having milk stand on her body and clothes. Can you imagine the smell of milk after a while? It just smells like death. But I couldn't help feel it was inappropriate and she should check with me. Am I the asshole for my reaction? Just for info, I'm the one who pays her, not my husband. That doesn't matter in the situation. I told her to call or text, always available if anything happens. Like spilling milk on you? Like, would you want to call for this? Really? I didn't even know my husband was home at that time. If you notice, I said that I argued with her even before she told me my husband was home. And no, I didn't know how big the stain was, but she argued about being covered in milk for 6 hours. Over 6 hours. As for the question of why my husband didn't go to work, he said he was feeling a bit sick and swapped shift with a coworker. The babysitter is 24. She said she has experience and yes, she normally brings a bag of clothes, wet wipes, and stuff like that with her. Which makes sense. You're gonna take care of like young kids. Accidents happen, so if you need to change or something, then you could. I guess she could have just changed out of her clothes instead of taking a shower, but is it that big of a deal? I think I'm mostly suspicious of the husband. I don't want to say it looks like a weird scenario here, but I don't know. I don't think it was warranted. I don't think she did anything that wrong. Maybe the way she explained it, maybe the way she confronted the mom in the situation was not the best. I don't know. But I don't think it warranted the mom to be that aggressive about it. Let's see what people have to say about that. You hired a babysitter. Your husband was at home when he was supposed to be working. Babysitter went to clean up. I'm seeing a potentially bigger problem here, OP. Yeah. This is the whole reason OP is upset, but she's only willing to take it out on a presumably younger girl and not talk to her actual husband, Liam. I mean, yeah, it looks very bad on the husband. They might not be doing stuff, but the husband be kind of suspicious out here. Let's see. The issue is definitely not the shower. The issue is the husband potentially skipping work to hang around the babysitter. I think that's what's setting OP off. Just fire the babysitter and figure out if there are bigger problems at play. There totally may not be, but it's kind of red flaggy. Indeed. The problem is her husband. How long? Yeah, I wouldn't say you're an asshole. You did not react the proper way, but the issue is not with her, in my opinion. I don't know. We shall see what happens with that. If the post doesn't disappear and we see an update, but Okay, second one, let's see. Am I the asshole? My roommate called me a leech. We shall see what that's about. The auto-generated username is pretty fitting because I feel miserable with miserable hat. Aww. I used to work at a really stressful job with hard hours and terrible coworkers. I was also supplementing my income by renting out the third bedroom in my house. The other spare was a guest room storage. She pays me $700 every month, and we used to split the utilities in half. Things got really bad at work, and I wanted to leave. I decided to clean out the guest room and rent it out. I told my roommate, and she was unhappy because she didn't want to share a bathroom. I pointed out her share of the utilities would go down, but she didn't really care about that. Anyway, I rented out the room not long after I quit my job. I mean, that's your house. I feel like she shouldn't have much to say. Yeah, you respect her, but if you need money and you need to rent your house, it's none of her business, in my opinion. If she's a roommate rather than a friend too, I don't know. Anyway, my mortgage is $1,500 a month, so right now I'm paying about $100 a month plus the rent from both girls and living off of my savings while I look for a job. My roommate noticed I'm not going into work anymore. I told her I left that job and I'm looking for a new one. She said, "So now you're a professional homeowner, basically." I disagreed with that assessment. She said I'm leeching off of her and the other girl because I don't want to work. Who the hell are you? You're living off my property cheaper as I own a place. I feel like you're a bit entitled here. I do want to work. It's just that I need to find a new job, and since people need cheap places to stay, renting out these rooms allows me to keep paying my mortgage while I look. My roommate says I'm taking advantage of her, but she chose to move in here. I don't consider myself to be a leech, but she thinks I'm a selfish asshole. Am I? No, you're not. You're living your best life. You can't afford a house. You bought it. You left a job that was toxic for you, and now you're just making very smart moves so you can find your happiness and a better job, and you want to work, and she's just very jealous of your situation because she cannot afford to live that way. That's what I'm saying. She's just jealous of you. That's my opinion on that. Let's see what people have to say about that. Not the asshole. A professional homeowner is called a landlord. Indeed, that's so true. If you can't get people to live in your house and pay your mortgage, why do you get another job? There's no shame in that. They're living in your house that you bought. Exactly. It seemed like such a perfect solution. I could take time to find a good job without being pressured to grab something because I'm panicking about bills. I guess nothing is ever perfect. Yeah, people are not perfect, so you'll never find totally perfectly healthy, normal people. Just gotta be tough enough to survive or kick them out if you can afford it. That's what I would say. I agree with the judgment, and I think she was in the wrong, but also I've only wanted to rent a place with a private bathroom. I'd be super unhappy if the owner just decided to make it a shared bathroom. Yeah, if it wasn't an agreement before, then yeah, I would understand why she would be annoyed by it. I wonder what's in the contract about that, or if it's mentioned. It's absolutely something I'd make sure was in there as someone who has looked for places before. Okay, last story of the day. Am I the asshole for letting my dad know about the secret grandchild of my brother? The fact that it's a secret grandchild, I feel like you probably should not have done that. But well, let's see what the reasons are. My brother, who is already 27, is back at home. My parents wanted him to study again. At 27? I feel like it's a bit late. No, I would not. When he impregnated his very toxic girlfriend, he is very toxic as well. Oh well. My mom kept it hidden from our dad. She shouldered everything for the girlfriend, including housing, food, medical bills, etc. The girlfriend, who already has a daughter by the way, throws away the food my mom gives her, doesn't go to her checkups, doesn't take care of herself or her daughter, leaves her 6-year-old child alone in the house to starve all day, cheats, but she still accepts money from my mom. Why has she not been arrested and the child taken away? I feel like if you know all that, I would have reported that girl a long time ago. That's crazy. My brother continues studying, not working, just being spoiled by my mom, and continues being a toxic a-hole. Basically, he doesn't have any consequences for his actions because my mom would only save his ass. Mom, why are you doing this? I know it's your child. I know it's hard to not take care of your child, but can you not? Can you not? There's a reason it's toxic like that. Does it face any consequences for anything? Oh my god. Okay. Whew. Let's see. The baby is kept a secret from my dad because my dad would get very angry at my brother and my mom for babying him. Yes, facts. I'm fine with all this ish going on because I'm not affected. But my little sisters are. They're usually in the house and they're very confused why no one is thinking straight. Our mom would get mad at my sisters for our brother's action. Oh, great, amazing for their sisters. That's why I'm stepping into the situation. I'm the black sheep of the family. I only care for my sisters. You go. Our brother would be migrating to a different country this year, sponsored by the parents, of course, leaving all his problems, escaping any consequences. My sisters and I plan on telling our dad to talk some sense out of both of them. My mom is pleading not to tell my dad though, and I'm also just looking out for the baby as well. It's effed up to hide a baby. The baby would grow up in such a effed up environment. So am I the asshole if I told my dad? I don't think so. I think there are legit lives at risk here for the 6-year-old baby as well as the unborn baby. Your mom is using all the finances, which I would think are shared between her and your dad, to support that toxic person that needs help, obviously. The brother is gonna leave. The mom is gonna explode on the sisters probably, and they will not understand. The dad will never understand why she's so annoying. I think it would be the best thing to do. It's probably very difficult, it's very scary, and I mean, if you're already the black sheep, just take one up. I would do it. That's what I do. I feel like it's very hard to see my siblings suffering when I know what I could do to maybe help, even though it might make things worse in the house now that I think about it. What if the dad explodes at the mom and it makes life just 10 times harder for the sisters? But I think still, in the end, gotta save the babies. The babies had nothing to do with it either and should not be living in this situation. The mom should be in a center somewhere getting help for whatever toxicity that she's doing. And yeah, no, please tell your dad if he has any power to change the situation. Let's see what other people had to say. Having a baby at 27 is not a shameful secret, but neglecting a child is. Your main concern should be helping the child out of this dangerous and neglectful situation. What would your mom be at your sisters? Oh. Telling your dad is literally the least of your problems here. He's the only one that could talk some sense out of my brother and mom. They don't listen to me. I think that's the only way to spark change and make them responsible for the child. I agree with that. If you think this would help the kid's safety, yes. Tell your dad and ask for his help. Well, I'm not the only one wondering. If girlfriend has a daughter who isn't properly cared for, why is CPS not called? I don't understand how this is affecting your youngest sisters. Are they around the girlfriend and brother and the baby? How is telling your dad helpful to help protect the baby? You've said he will get angry. That usually isn't helpful for a child. How will him knowing make the situation better? Well, CPS question, I have the same question. I don't understand how it's affecting the sisters. Well, if the mom is screaming at him because she's stressed out because she's babying the other one, she's probably traumatizing the sisters. So I think it's emotionally traumatizing for them more than anything. And if the dad can actually speak some sense into them, it would be great. So the answers are, my aunt is now trying to care for the daughter. My mom is helping financially. I mean, she's putting her money everywhere, I guess. My sisters are affected because my mom would get angry at my sisters for my brother's action. He is the only one that can make my brother responsible, and mom should be stopped in babying him. The only thing I will say though, if he's the only one that can make him responsible, why has he not done anything yet? If he's living his life like this, he's been doing it for a long time. So how come your dad has not tried to put him in shape even if he doesn't know about the baby? This is what I wonder about. Or does the dad think, oh yeah, my son's perfect? Has he never seen his toxic traits? What's up with that? I don't know. But I really hope that someone can help this poor family. This sounds very rough.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe.